How are you?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad.
Going up?
Yeah.
All right.
So, you here for the conference?
I am. What about you?
Yeah, I am.
Well, after you.
Oh, thank you.
Third floor okay?
Yeah.
All right.
So, you presenting?
As a matter of fact, I am. Have you picked out your sessions yet?
No, not yet.
Well, if you got a minute, I'd love to give you my elevator pitch for lack of a better term.
Sure.
One of the things that I hate about going to conferences is you see these sessions that look amazing. They've got a fantastic title. They've got this brilliant abstract, all the right credentials. You get in there and 25 minutes into your presentation, you realize that you are locked in this purgatory that you cannot escape from. You're watching this entire stream of social media go through. All these other people are getting amazing things from session, and you are stuck in this listless mire that you can't escape from. And so my hope would be is that I can give you an opportunity to find out whether or not the session that I'm presenting works for you or not. That work for you?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, let me do this. Here, if you wouldn't mind, holding this stuff. Let me send out a tweet real quick, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Just asking some people what it is that they most want to know about my session. Okay, here's one from a Geek Among Nerds. Geek Among Nerds wants to know if in my session I'll be using Venn diagrams. Absolutely. What would it be a presentation without a Venn diagram? In fact, some of mine might even look like this. Here's one from Madbeat. He tweets, the title of your session seems to include all these car references. Are you going to carry this car theme through the entire course of your presentation? No. I don't know anything about cars. PJ Novak 79 tweets, are you going to read your PowerPoint presentation slides to us? Absolutely. I spent hours on these slides. I mean, I've got so much content in these things. I want to make sure that you're reading all 1,000 words at the very back of the room. And if that means I have to read to you, then yes, that's what's going to happen. Here's another one. King David, King David writes, are you going to spend the first 20 minutes of your presentation telling us all about the institution that we care nothing about? Absolutely. From its conception in 1935, actually, when did we start as a college?
I have no idea.
All right.
A long time ago.
Right. Here's another one. Evil Red Duck tweets, will your session suck? First off, Ed, I don't appreciate your language. Just because people often confuse me for Kevin Smith doesn't mean that I talk that way. And no, it won't. It'll rock. Here's one more from Amber Novak. She tweets, isn't it ironic that the chubby guy is leading a team called Team Diet? Thanks, Amber. I appreciate that. All seriousness, all kidding aside. Your time is very important to me, which is why I'm taking the time now to give you this short little preview of not only who I am, but kind of what our session is about. There are better things for you to do for your 50 minutes than to spend it staring at my furry little rotund face. I'm not Dr. Bob yet. The only letters I have after my name are Junior and something that looks like a contagious disease. I haven't written a book. I don't work for a top 10 research institution. But what I do have is the experience of working with an amazing team of people who love technology and have a passion for higher education and have a desire to help those people who are responsible for educating young and old alike using technology in a blended and an online and in-person format. If you've been tasked with the responsibility of getting your faculty engaged in using this technology in teaching and learning, but you find yourself beating your head up against barriers, then perhaps this session is for you. We're going to have an honest conversation about what those barriers are, what they look like, how they manifest themselves in our institutions, and I'm going to open my toolbox and show you everything it is that we do to combat those things. Some of the approaches that we take will work for you, some of them will not work at all because they're personality driven. But if you're looking for Digital Don Quixote to be your Sancho for a while, to be your cheerleader, to help encourage you, to inspire you, maybe give you some practical, real-life ideas of things that you can steal today from this session and take it back to your institution and look like a genius, maybe this is for you. And as a sign of good faith, I want to be able to provide you with this free pirated copy of Tanya Justin's latest book on social media. So if you show up, you have an opportunity to win this pirated copy of this book today.
Bob, we can't give out pirated books.
You have a problem with?
Yeah, it's...
Okay. Well, if you attend my session today, we will be giving away one free open source copy of Tanya Justin's new book, Social Media for Educators.
Yeah, we can't do that either. It's copyrighted.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Fine. If you show up at my session today, we'll happily give you one real, authentic, purchase from Amazon.com copy of Tanya Justin's new book, Social Media for Educators. But if you want it signed, you're going to have to do it yourself. Well, that sounds like I am almost out of time. I really appreciate your attention, and hopefully this answers some of the questions you've been looking for.
It does.
Wow, this must be a really tall building.
It must be. It's the longest ride I've ever been on.
All right, fantastic. If you have any other questions, just look for me on Twitter. You can find me at iPhoneBob.com.
All right.
Oh, but even though I said all of that, don't necessarily take my word for it. Just ask these guys.